Where would you gentlemen like to start? 37 minutes in. We've talked about all the important stuff. Phone chargers, X etiquette that Maul tiptoed around.
How?
Maul's the tiptoer.
Me? I'm the tiptoe?
1,000%.
You can't be serious.
I don't think you keep it a beam.
You tiptoe more. You put your Ben Vereen shoes on every week.
That was a big word.
Ben Vereen? That's a person.
Yeah.
That's a person.
That's a big word.
It's 2 words.
It's 2 words.
First and last.
Yo, I can't. You be painting some wild narratives about me for a dude to know me. I come in here and tiptoe.
paint wild narratives.
I come in here and get me and us in trouble for the sake of the pod. That's what I do.
No, I'm not talking about that. No.
I don't?
No.
Nah, you just be saying shit.
Fucking ingrates.
Yeah, you just be saying
Fuck it. Yeah, that's what it takes sometimes.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I bet. Rory, would you like to tell Maul about how you got me in trouble with the FOI?
I did not get you in trouble with the FOI, but I'd be happy to fill everyone in.
Fill them in.
I was at home minding my business.
No, Rory and Mom.
Thank you for letting everyone know who's speaking. 38 minutes in. I went to sleep. I woke up. I brushed my teeth. I fed my puppy. I did some morning exercises. Then I went to my phone and I saw that 12 hours ago.
Yo, why niggas be lying about how they wake up?
That's how I wake up.
Yeah, come on. You woke up,
What
you
you did,
checked your
squat
phone,
thrusts?
watched Bailey look at you with I have to piss face for 30 minutes.
Her name is Baisley.
Baisley,
And
her too.
she pees on her own. She can't feed herself.
All right, so you looked at your phone.
Looked at my phone. I saw it 12 hours
You
ago.
seen it was smoke directed right your way. You stayed silent. Mum was the word. Mum was the word when they
Rory
hit you.
still ain't tweeted.
Parks,
I'm gonna get to that.
Do you know what mum means?
I'm going to get to that.
Do you know what mum means?
Rory has been mum.
I'm going to get to that. Somebody tweeted Joe Budden hasn't dropped a classic in his life and is critiquing Jay Electronica and Hove with the Office laugh meme, which Jay Electronica then retweeted with a baby meme to show how in tune he is with social media, and then added me with hashtag a written testimony. Rory saw that and had seen he'd been added in a few things over the past few days and ignored it because Rory doesn't take the bait. I can speak in third person too. Rory doesn't take the bait, but Joe jumps on every bait.
Can I interject right there?
He's a sea bass. You just throw anything in the ocean and he jumping on it.
I don't even know what a sea bass is.
Me either.
Shit,
It
fuck
just-
out of here. Sea
I just know they're
bass.
caught a lot.
They're
They're in a lot of restaurants.
Can I interject right there at that point?
You caught the bait, man. It's cool. Bait tastes good sometimes, so I'm not mad at you.
But before you continue,
But you took the bait.
Pause for bait tasting good. But listen. Look what we pausing.
I know, right?
But listen, this is my... I forgot my point that I was making. Oh, okay. If you take the bait, if you don't take the bait publicly, but you're steaming privately, does that still count as not taking the bait? Not saying you did this. I'm asking.
Rory was right at the crib.
Well, I'm just...
What would I be steaming
I'm just
about?
saying,
I've just been
I
adding
didn't say
something.
you. Don't personalize it. I didn't say you. I just want to be clear for the rest of our conversation because I know today, 2020, is a lot about optics and the aesthetic, where we could be tight.
Big words.
We could be tight behind the scenes about some shit and play it cool as a fan publicly, and you'll never know a thing. Does that still count? If you real life tight,
No, because
but
I know
play it
people.
cool,
I know plenty
does
of
it
people.
count?
I know plenty of people, and this is not this J-Elect point at all. But I know a lot of people that throw the bait out and get secretly steaming mad at home when no one takes it because they look stupid. This is not a J thing.
See,
I just know plenty of people that when you ignore some shit, it's the opposite. They be at home steaming that they're not getting the attention that they seeked, and they just look dumb continuing to throw the bait out.
See, and I'm the opposite of that.
And that's not what I think J-Elect is doing here at all.
I'm aware that I be looking nuts when I say shit about people. But in real life, I promise you I'm cool. Like, I'm not worried about these things.
Well, that's kind of why
in real life.
I was wondering why you were asking that because I know you wasn't steaming. I know you joking here.
Yeah, I'm not steaming
At all.
over this J-Elect thing. J-Elect could diss me for the next 5 weeks on a fucking Hove collab mixtape again.
That would be great.
And I'd cop.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
And I wouldn't feel bad. I don't think there's any seriousness in this.
This is not Jay Elect.
I think that you keep saying that. I don't know why you say that.
It's not.
That's definitely him behind that account.
You also said that when Hove came out and said, "Yo, this is me. Let me thank the people I love."
Well, that was Elliot Wilson.
You thought that was over? No.
I'm just saying, you never say that that's the person.
I just don't believe Jay Electronica is sitting on social media.
Listen, let's get into what he's saying. Clearly, Jay Elect felt some type of way about our critique on the last episode, and I wanna expound on this properly. To Rory's point, he went on a whole weekend. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want this to look like I just woke up on a Tuesday morning and started tweeting some shit. He went the whole weekend. Don't at me with the Rock Nation staff on your Instagram post. I don't work for Rock Nation. Why am I here? Why am I in this? Rory, I can understand. Maul, I can understand.
Shut up.
No, I'm not joking. If he wanted to at y'all there, I understand it.
Maul and I had absolutely nothing to do with this album. Everyone that was listed there had something to do with this album, which, to my point, is taking the bait. Because Jay Elect, I don't put too much credit into follows, but Jay Elect followed the three of us before the album came out, which let me know he's aware of the pod and the music critiques that we do, and he was looking to see what our critique would be. So then he continued to add us after our critique, which makes us, everyone in there had something to do with this album. The only people that don't is the three of us.
How do you feel
But to him, this podcast, he doesn't need to do press because we're talking about it.
How do you feel about being thrust into that position? Pause.
I don't want to be thrusted.
I said pause. I said pause.
Into what position?
The cap has thrusted you, nigga.
We saw it on video.
That's insane. That is insane. The Kappa's thrusted
Nigga was
you.
trying to do his best thrust with that saxophone flute. How do you feel about being, I don't want to say elevated because I don't want to say arrogant, but just in that position to where people are listening to you, ready to hear your review of their album? I personally don't really like it.
I don't either because you and your art should have no bearing to my opinion.
Yeah.
No,
at all.
I understand.
I appreciate that you think our opinion means something.
It don't.
I also think
Not
there
that
were...
I understand that. I understand that people artists think that our fans may sway with our opinion. I think a lot of our listeners are very open-minded and kind of go with their own shit. I check my mentions. They say my opinion is trash all the time. So
Same.
I think we also, first of all, judge things fairly intellectually, from whatever standpoint of the music business we have worked in individually. So I don't think we're harsh in that manner. Sometimes your tone could be a little bit
My tone and my
aggressive.
wording, I own that. My tone,
just the verbs and the
my
nouns.
tone, my
Verbs and
tone,
the
my
nouns, yeah.
wording sometimes comes off a bit aggressive, but I speak like that regularly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. To certain people, they don't know you, so for you to speak to them,
I'm
like
not
that,
trying to know you niggas.
No, see, but that's what I'm saying. It's just
I want to make my position. I don't
back
give
to
a
Maul's point.
That's all.
I'm
Nouns and
not
verbs.
trying to know you niggas, man. That should not be held against me. Very early on, for Joe, I realized for me it was more valuable to be able to speak about you than to speak to you.
That's fair, yeah.
I'm not trying to have Thanksgiving dinner with none of these niggas. Now,
You trying to do a pull up with some of them though?
I would do a pull up with Jay Lett
Of course you would.
because he's somebody I want to hear from. But that's what
I'm saying.
But and that's where we have to keep things in perspective. That's where all of this stems from, because you are somebody that we want to hear from. So that shouldn't.
No, but
I won't
I'm
let
just-
that be
But-
skewed.
Okay, that's to my
I
point.
won't let
That's
that
to
be
my
skewed.
Point. That's to my point of him adding a whole staff and then us, people that weren't part of the project. We are his press in talking about it because he's not going to sit down with anyone. He's protected by his
The gods
anonymity. I can never pronounce that word.
and the gods.
Good enough.
Whatever,
Yeah,
it's called.
anonymity.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the one.
Him being anonymous. Him being
Yeah,
anonymous.
the Kappas did the right thing.
Yeah, right. How do you do anonymous that way?
Anonymity.
There you go. Whatever.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
See, that's the word I was looking for.
Anonymity.
Same shit. He's protected by that in his career, as are some artists. We'll never have to hear from them, or they'll never have to answer to a lot of shit, and they're looked at as greater for it. So that's why I'm saying it's bait.
Do you guys think that the criticism was unfair?
I don't. Think so.
I'm not.
No, I don't
it
think
wasn't
it's
unfair. Again, verbs and nouns. It's just the words that you choose when you're yelling and you're cursing and what the fuck is that? What is this bullshit? That's when it gets a little. It takes away from what you're really saying. And that's what people, like you said, you can curse at a girl one time in an argument and she'll stay on that curse word. And it's like, it's the same thing. So they miss what else you're saying about it, like why you didn't like the project, why you were disappointed, what you were expecting, because you're saying, what the fuck is this piece of shit? whole whooped Molly whopped you on the whole. It's just certain verbs and nouns. That's all. Verbs and nouns. That's all. It's not what you say, Joe. It's how you say it. Wow.
And,
do you think,
Joe, you can't take, as someone that has had so much criticism thrown their way their entire career, and in social media especially, has kind of been the butt of a lot of jokes, and how you've handled it so gracefully, you can't expect every artist to handle it that way, especially when they have a verse on the album saying, I didn't put shit out for 10 years because you guys are going to pick me apart, and I don't want to be picked
No,
apart.
but it's deeper than that, though.
I expected him to be holier than that. The same way I expected him to be holier than this.
No, but Joe, you got to remember, you're a rapper. Or you come from being a rapper. This is how a lot of these guys know you. So they're looking at you always as a rapper. And a lot of them feel like, well, you haven't been as successful in putting out music as I've been. Your albums have not been critically.
He can't say that.
I'm just saying, not him. Some of these artists.
Got it.
This is why they feel this way, because they still look at you like, nigga, you're a rapper. And I feel like I rap better than you. I feel like my album is more critically acclaimed than any album you ever put out.
All right, so now let me ask y'all, as my friends who can be honest with me, should I not critique people who feel like they can rap better than me?
No. I'm not saying you shouldn't critique people that. That's not what I'm saying.
Because I expect
I'm
all
saying
of the
you have to
rappers.
understand.
I expect all the rappers to feel like they rap better than me.
You should always
Y'all
feel,
know
you
that I
should
assume
feel
that.
way.
Y'all know I assume
You
that.
should feel that way. You should feel that
Okay.
way. But they're looking at you like that because it's like you're still a rapper in their eyes. So they're saying like, one, you know how sensitive artists are about their shit. Anybody that creates, you know how sensitive they are, how much it means, the process of putting it together, what you may have went through personally in recording. So you hold your projects dear to your heart for whatever reason. So when you say,
Because you should.
Because you should,
It's your
as
art,
an artist.
It's your body of work. It's your baby.
But when you use certain words like, what the fuck is this piece of shit? Nah, nah, nah.
I said that?
Oh, yes.
you screamed, I fucking hate this album
I hate it.
twice.
But I do
Which
hate
is
it.
fine. Which is fine.
And what the fuck
but
is
I think,
this?
But I think you can say that without.
Like, because you be saying that too. You just say it cooler than me.
I'm just saying I'm underwhelmed.
And,
I was
that's
expecting something else. I
Underwhelmed.
wasn't really. I was.
I still don't know what whelmed is.
Yeah, tell them how whelmed
what
you were
whelmed
over
is.
this.
Whelmed.
You don't know what whelmed is?
Whelmed. Have you ever been just whelmed?
Of course.
I've been whelmed.
You've been whelmed?
Hell yeah.
Oh, my
Absolutely. You
I
never been
get
whelmed?
Listen,
I've
I
never
get
been whelmed.
I get tight that, you know, we come on here, we critique some shit, and it becomes less about the actual critique, and we never actually get a response to that. Because when I say I do a pull-up with Jay Elect, I would do that so I can hear a response to our criticisms.
Right.
And that's why
I think that some of them were valid.
that's why I'm saying a lot of artists that have the privilege of not having to do press or place themselves in that great position will never have to hear from them. They can do this and it's fine. So that not every artist has that ability. And Jay Elect can just put something out and not have to answer to anything.
Like, I don't think I should be personally attacked for saying, hey, you not starting your own debut is off-putting to me.
No, I don't think so. I think we all agree on
I
that
saw
point.
a lot of people respond saying, hey, there's been mad people to not start their debut. Let me clarify. I'm not talking about just an intro of somebody else talking.
Lady Rage did start Doggy Style, so shout out to Lady Rage.
Yeah, but
So you're saying
Lady
Lady
of Rage
Rage
wasn't one of the greatest
So you're
MCs
saying
of all time.
So
She
you're
didn't-
saying Lady of Rage started one of the greatest debut albums
It's
of
an
all
anomaly.
time.
It's an anomaly. Yeah.
Yeah, but she
yeah.
wasn't.
Doggy Style is a top 10 album of all time. You can't if you want to debate that, I'll never talk to you about music.
Top 5.
No, but that's not.
Yeah, but I mean,
but that's not fair.
You're number one.
Top
but
1, yeah.
That's not fair because Lady of Rage wasn't one of the greatest rappers of all time
Fair enough.
at the moment.
I don't want to
and that,
No,
and-
I-
wait.
by the way-
No, that opens up a great conversation.
I still stand by you shouldn't do it, even if that is a top 10 album of all time. Snoop should have started it.
Nah, she killed that.
If
shit.
She
You go-
did. She could go. She could have went second.
If you are going to go ahead and produce and deliver and execute one of the greatest rap bodies of work ever published, Joe Budden is shutting the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing for Joe Budden to say because you have exhibited greatness. I will say nothing when greatness is exhibited.
Yeah.
The disappointment here comes from expecting greatness or waiting for greatness or just waiting for some shit for 10 years
Drums?
and being underwhelmed. I love an album with drums. I'll be honest with you.
I fuck with
And I'm
drums.
not moving the goalposts. If my critique of Frank Ocean's album not having drums, yeah, I'm rolling with the same thing on Jay Election. This
No,
something
there
should have
was
been.
you didn't like the drums.
Well, no.
Jay Elec's album all has drums. You just don't like the drums.
Let's not dance here.
I'm not dancing. I'm giving.
I'm
you
not
the fact.
saying you dancing. I'm saying unison, us.
Okay.
Let's address this head on. Were the drums? Yeah. Did you like those drums?
Listen, if it come from me and
Did you
Joe,
like those drums?
If it come from me and Joe, consider it Quran. Let's go. What we doing?
Did you like? Did you like those drums?
I came on here
thought
last episode and said I enjoyed the sloppy drums. I think they were meant to be sloppy as fuck, and I enjoyed them.
Oh, it was Dilla-esque.
No,
I wouldn't go there.
it was not.
But I could
It
see
was
him.
me-esque.
It was you on the drums.
Just going like this.
It's me on my knees.
I think, but I mean, Kashani Suit Theory. That was kind of my point.
Don't get
why
no-
I could see it would being on that album because it had the sloppy drums that were all over this album. I see why they placed it in the middle from 10 years ago.
There weren't drums all over this album, by the way.
There were. You didn't like them.
No, there weren't.
There's drums on
There were additional drums. There was drums from the sample still.
outside of Ezekiel's Wheel and the outro. I think there's drums on every single one of these. A lot of them.
I disagree with that.
They're just sloppy drums.
Well, no, we agreed that the production wasn't.
Okay,
greatest.
let's
We agreed on
advance
that.
this conversation.
We
here.
agreed
Forget
on
about
that.
the drums.
Yeah.
We agreed on that.
We do all agree
Yes.
that the production.
Yes, it wasn't what we thought it was.
Could
gonna
have
be. We
phoned
thought
a
it was-
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we thought it
Oh,
was
for
gonna be
sure.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
We do all agree that
I say that
This
about most
wasn't-
artists that produce records all by themselves.
Yeah.
And
Outside of very few.
we do agree that this wasn't the best mixed album.
Yes.
No. It sounds like a lot of this was 2 tracks and there wasn't much to be passed to someone to mix. Sounds like a lot of 2 tracks.
While
to me.
that may be true, it was poorly mixed. Whatever. I already went on the record on this podcast and said that yes, if the production is bad, the mixes will be bad. But
Yeah.
yes, it was also
I
poorly
think
mixed.
a lot of shit was passed and hard to mix.
So let's
Absolutely.
throw my critique about Hove out rapping him totally out of the window. Let's say he put his best foot forward in terms of the rapping. Still, there were mad other places that this album fell short as a big release in hip hop. Because y'all all told me that this was a big release.
It was.
Of course
It should
is.
be a big release, right? We waited that long.
Absolutely.
It's a debut
I was
album.
only
with the greatest rapper
expressing.
of all time.
I think most of my disappointment come from, and again, I've been conflicted in this because, we've talked off air. I sometimes feel like maybe it's an unfair critique to say that you got mopped up on your album by the greatest rapper of all time. Because who's not gonna get mopped up maybe by the greatest rapper of all time?
But
Kanye.
Kanye didn't.
But you're allowed to get that critique because you placed yourself in the position to be on your debut album with the greatest rapper of all time. You immediately, when you make that decision, now are open to criticism of rapping next to the greatest rapper of all time.
But that's what I'm asking you, Rory.
You're allowed
But wait,
to.
No. Listen, because of his absence or his hiatus from warfare, maybe he didn't view it that way. Maybe he didn't know all that the Hove appearances was opening this up to.
No, you have to know. You have to know.
I can't assume that people know that.
You have to
Here's
know
the
That
thing.
Hove light is a big light. I can't assume
this
that
is
people,
just-
if we don't naturally live in that light day to day, I can't assume that people know what to expect from that.
You know when you have one of the arguably the greatest rapper of all time in the studio with you, get ready to do a project with you where he's on 70% of the project.
Well, to answer that, this is the difference between the veterans and the GOATs and just good rappers. Jay came in with an agenda, but came in to murder shit because he's been doing it for 20 years. Jay Elect, I still consider a new artist as far as putting music out. Jay Elect came in with an agenda and a topic and a purpose. I don't know if he came in to kill shit.
Well, he said on one
Can I
of the
respond to
tracks,
that?
I got
Yeah.
Jay on the track. This is highway robbery. I got Jay on the album.
So how
Like,
come when I say it, I got to get attacked?
no, I'm just saying he said it. So he knew what having Jay on this project, he knew the attention it was gonna gain and how people were gonna respond. Like, oh shit, he's on like almost all of the songs.
It's on
with you.
every song.
So he
think-
knew what was coming. He knew people was gonna listen to this album. People were gonna critique
But no,
it.
I just think that's the difference between and why I haven't put Jay Elect in a GOAT category the way certain people have. As much as I love Exhibit C, I just didn't because you're rapping with someone that has every facet of hip hop has accomplished, and when they come in to do a joint album, especially with someone with as much substance in that area with Jay Electronica. I'm coming to kill shit and try to out-substance you. And try to make more points than you. Like, it's not fair. You're going against someone who's been doing this shit forever. So I don't know if Jay Elect came in thinking that. I think he came in with a Jay Electronica agenda, and I think to him, he got that off. All the points he wanted to make on here were made, in his opinion.
Let me question for you. Do you think there were a lot of points to make?
From Jay Electronica's standpoint?
Yes.
It could have been.
Yes. The points that I wanted weren't met.
Because that's where my
But
issue.
to him, his what he wanted to get across, which I said on the last episode, I think Jay Elect came in here and wanted to get
Do y'all?
his Nation of Islam agenda
There we
off
go.
on this.
Well,
And I think
that's
to
a really
him,
and that's
he
a
did.
really
and
important.
if I were to critique that, that would be insane because
That's
I
a-
don't understand most of that.
That's a really important agenda to get off. And again, that's part of where I struggle at because I do believe that the messaging on this album is extremely important. The same way I believe the messaging on 444 was really 444 was really important. To Pimp a Butterfly was really important. Royce's album was really important. To Pimp a Butterfly, you know, and I'll own this. To Pimp a Butterfly, I don't judge as an album. If I did, I might come in here and kill it.
To Pimp a Butterfly was an album.
I don't judge it that way.
Why not?
It's way more. It's way more art.
It's deeper than rap.
to me. It's way more.
I mean, you're talking semantics now, but it's an album.
I love it.
I know what you're saying. I don't particularly judge it
Here's
that
the thing.
way.
I agree with you, Joe, but
Royce's
if any
new
one of us
album-
made that
Royce-
take, you
Royce's
would,
new
you,
album,
you
I
would
don't-
kill us for that take. I see.
Royce's new
get that
album, I
take.
don't judge as music. If I did, I might come kill it. I might come kill it if I judged it as music. But I don't take it in that way. It's art. And all music is art, so I get that my argument is flawed.
Yeah.
But some music is truly art. It's not about you bobbing, nodding your head. It's not about
know what you're saying.
what
Okay.
you think of. Like,
So-
there's a greater point here. And I think that in terms of Jay Elect, he is really important to a greater good. I believe that. That's my opinion.
So why do you not judge this album, the Jay Elect album, as that? Would be my question.
I don't think I was in the demo that he was talking to.
Okay.
And I also think that he did a poor job of relaying his message to the demo that he wasn't talking to. And I
Okay.
think that in music,
Not dumbing down, but making it a bit easier to understand the way he
Digestible.
the way he may have done on Exhibit C with similar content.
yes,
Okay.
I thought that was a fair take. I thought that's where a lot of people's
Okay. What all right,
quarrels came from.
How do you feel about the take of, not that he said this, but as a response, we ain't talking to them. I'm not trying to dumb this down for nobody. I'm not talking to them.
Yeah, because that's
You're responding.
That's,
Then you're responding to a point I never make because I never want anybody to dumb down.
Or maybe not dumb down is the phrase, but make it,
it just went over your head.
yeah,
I
not
know.
over your
For
head.
you. It
But
wasn't for
no,
you.
I'm not talking to anyone but my people.
I know, but you say that alongside one of the greatest rappers ever, who has also said, I dumbed down my lyrics, the devil my dog. They criticized me for it, but they all yell holla. If skill sold, truth be told, I'd probably be lyrically Talib Kweli. Truthfully, I want to rhyme like common sense. I sold 5 million. I ain't rhyme like common. That whole verse is applicable here.
Yeah, but that's back to my point of saying you're dealing with Hove, who's been doing this and knows exactly how to get.
Rory, yes. That's my problem. You dealing with a nigga who understands the power of everything related music. As soon as Hove came on, it sounded like somebody who understands even how important tone is on a beat.
Oh yeah, no, you dealing with an animal.
You dealing with a totally different monster right
And
now.
you're-
Hey, I know it sounds like I'm a Hovenger and I'm dick eating, but song makers know what I'm saying.
Yes.
But I told
And-
you,
and
it
I'm-
sounds like an audiobook. It sounds like I don't on one of the tracks. I don't even.
I thought
think
that was a fair take when you
Jay
said it.
Elect was really rhyming.
What?
It sounded like he was just
That it was an
It was
audiobook.
spoken word in one of the tracks. It sounded like it was just spoken word. Like,
Which I would have took that way if you'd have gave me a drum.
There was drums, man. I don't know what you was listening to.
The beats were horrible.
You just don't like the drums.
I hated the beats.
That take is fine. I'll never argue your take on liking the beat, but to say there's no drums, you're just wrong.
I just don't want Jay Elect to be mean to me unwarranted.
Are you playing the victim?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. Like, fam, the Nicki Minaj journalist slight it's tired. It's over now. If you are telling me that I'm a journalist, you're telling me that you are tone deaf and have no idea what the fuck the climate is out here, which is part of my critique with him. Everything that happens with him says to me, oh, you have no idea what's happening out here. Like in Joe's brain, he can't talk to me.
Because he don't know what's going on?
I have 17 albums and you don't know what's going on out here. You can't say nothing to me. In Joe's mind, not to be funny, I'm offering my fair and objective criticism in minute 63. No other podcaster will for Jay Elect. When the real MCs show up, Jay Elect disappears. He has disappeared for a decade.
He rapped with Royce, Fonte, MF Doom on one song.
Did
He
he
rapped
win?
with Talib and Mos and J. Cole on another song that he did his thing on.
Listen, I'm not taking away from your take because he has been disappearing. He's been the disappearing act for a while. But I can't just say off rip.
To Joe. And that is my only beef, and it sounds like I'm a hater. And I don't want to hate because I love him. But no, I won't allow it.
But see,
I will not allow it.
His rebuttal will be he rapped with some elite MCs and held his own.
Well, I gotta side with my guy Joe. I don't think he's rapped
That might be one of his
along
rebuttals.
elite MCs as long and as many as Joe has.
I'm just saying.
So I get Joe's take. I get Joe's take. There's a
that's-
rapper to another rapper.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to remember, Jay Elect is still looking at Joe as an MC, as a rapper, right? So when you say things like, "Oh, you got Molly Wop," he's taking that from another rapper talking like that.
Fam, another rapper was talking like that in 2014 when I was begging you to come out your cubby hole and fucking exchange. I was begging you. I begged, like it's 2020. No, I'm not in the rear view looking at Jay Elect right now. Sorry.
I hear you. But this is where this is coming from. He's still looking at you as an MC. And he feels like as an MC, you know, if you say something like that about another artist and their art, you know what you're doing. You know that you're being disrespectful. So he just felt like he had to respond.
Listen, if Jay Elect puts out another offering, I'm going to listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you listen to music.
And I have no doubt that Jay Elect himself might learn from some of his own mistakes and put out a better project.
I think so.
I don't doubt that
He's a
man.
very capable
I don't
MC.
doubt that man at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt him because, and you know what? I think West Side Gun said this or Conway. One of them niggas said this. I don't know who said it. And they were just ranting over the weekend. But they said, yo, niggas be rapping good, but they lack work ethic. Huh? No, Benny didn't say that.
He tweeted that, I think.
It was Benny that said that?
He tweeted that. Yeah.
Oh, shit, go Benny. Yeah, Benny ain't the one I be thinking is coming out with the shits. All right.
I think you got Benny fucked up.
I think that
All three of them
I think
work
that
hard.
those. I think. Well, no, I think those dudes are dying to really talk their shit. I think they ain't really got to it yet, and I think they're trying to just
off
speak
what
out with
they've
it.
said publicly, I can tell they died.
But when they said that,
they shit.
fam, not only do I think you're right, I think you talking about Jay Elect too.
Well, don't throw that on Benny.
I'm not. Joe's opinion. He didn't say that. I'm hypothesizing. Don't take nothing I say as etched in stone. But the work ethic part is a big part of this.
Oh, for sure.
It's a big part of rap. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. And from what you have exhibited, that is the way I'm judging you. If I was offensive to anybody at Rock Nation, I apologize. I fuck with y'all up there. But this ain't it. This ain't it. Sorry. And I'm keeping it in a bean.
I think most agree with that, though. And that's all I was saying. It's just how you say certain shit.
I gotta be nicer, man.
No, you don't. No, I'm not
But-
nicer.
I gotta be
Just,
But also, not every artist is Griselda, Tupac, Wayne. Like certain artists that just have that. I want to be in the studio every fucking moment and put out as much music as I can.
yeah.
I can't fault every artist for not having work ethic because they're artists. That's the point. That's
Rory,
the point
shut
between
up,
business
man.
and art.
Shut up, Rory. If I take Hove's Takeover Math and insert J-Elec, what happens?
That was a consistent person. He was just saying they was trash.
One album.
That wasn't. No, he was suggesting that you put out a bunch and one was good, the second was eh. And on top of that, you come from the internet era to a degree.
Man, one album in 10 years, nigga. I could divide.
Yeah, he was saying that was good. Not he put out one album in 10 years.
All right, so you're 0 for 1 in 10 years.
No, that you missed the takeover math. That's not what
No,
he was
he's saying
suggesting.
that with Jay. If he's
Oh, Jay.
applying
Okay.
the same-
Got you.
Yeah.
I was going back to the work ethic thing.
But that applies.
Yeah, sure.
And
But
we
not
judge,
everybody.
and
Not
we
everyone
judge-
comes from the
and we-
blog
and-
era where you put out mad fucking music nonstop.
Fuck the blog era. You had to do that in the mixtape era.
You had to do that in every year.
You had to do that.
Not-
That's
not-
what
not-
I keep
90s
saying.
wasn't back to back to back.
Not mad music, but not one album every 10 years.
No, I mean,
Rory.
That's not a sustainable
you
career
guys
for
brought
anybody.
J-Elec back into this. I was
Hey.
saying I don't put every single artist in the category of a Wayne or Tupac who lived in the fucking studio and have 10,000 songs.
Well,
on
you
a hard
shouldn't
drive.
put every artist in that GOAT category of Wayne and Tupac.
Right, of
I'm
course.
not talking about. I'm strictly talking about creating music, like at
Got
a
it.
rapid pace. I said Griselda there too.
Yeah, but
They
that's
put
one
out music at a
extreme.
rapid pace.
I guess my
I was
issue is
only
you're getting
responding
extremists.
because Benny said it, and Benny comes from a group that puts out a high volume of music. I don't put that on every single artist, and I'm not saying J-Elec just because he hasn't put something out in 10 years. I've been just as vocal as you in the fact that I can't put him in a certain category because he does not produce that much music. He's not even in the game.
J-Elec, you and Law owe Rory an apology.
Law is my guy.
Why Law owe him an apology?
Don't move your knee when I'm hitting you.
No, I don't want you
do
to
that.
touch me.
Don't do
Stop
that.
touching
But don't
me.
do that, though.
All right, my bad.
No, I don't know. I'm talking shit right now.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't know. Hi, Law.
Law is a great dude.
Listen, what else do y'all want to talk about? I'm not spending 70 minutes talking about Electronica. I'm not.
No, I think we can end it here. We were underwhelmed by the project. We were expecting something different. I do believe there's more music coming. I think this was just a first installment, and we'll have to wait and see. But we'll be back to critique any other projects that come out moving forward. I think people know that by now.
No, y'all scared me off critiques now. Nah, fuck it. Y'all just drop.
critique. Certain things. Certain verbs
Now, we
and
can,
nouns. that's all.
Nah, J-Elec want to act like Kaylani. I'm cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. When you start doing things like
Verbs
that,
and nouns.
verbs and nouns.
Verbs and nouns.
That's just the way the world works, man. That's all. But we
Yeah,
gonna
you
critique
can't
some
do it,
albums
man.
though. That we ain't gonna change that. We gonna if you
Well, we can talk about something we really enjoyed.